Blue Lock chapter 214 work starts with Aiko who is impressed and looking at ISAGI, thinking that ISAGI's direct shot with his left foot is broken. Aiko is wondering how ISAGI can be ambidextrous in just a few days, but just right before he comes to a conclusion about ISAGI's left leg, he gets interrupted by Lorenzo who approaches ISAGI. Lorenzo has fun provoking ISAGI by saying that him and KAISER are the double ace of Best at Munich, and then goes on to call out his teammates to get down to business and take over the match. The match restarts with Ubers who are in possess of the ball, and ISAGI is already planning to steal the ball to score another goal. However, ISAGI noticed that Lorenzo isn't being aggressive at all and that Ubers start their attack with a very slow pace. ISAGI thinks that he can see through Uber's strategy and is sure that they will switch to attack at some point and that the starting point will be Baru. So all he needs to do is to watch out for Baru's shooting and backdooring and hunt him. The scene then cuts to the Italy Stratton starting room, back at the beginning of the new EGOISTA League, and we see Italy's mentor Snuffy, who welcomes his players. Snuffy asks the players before the training what football means to them. Sendo replies that football is his dream, Ario says it's his only choice, and Aiko says that this is something worth risking your life for. Snuffy then asks them what they would do if everything they just said doesn't come true. If you lose football, what are you then left with? There's nothing bad about being passionate about football, but if the day comes when you can't play football due to injuries, setbacks or other reasons, what will you do? Snuffy describes such people who can't answer the question as amateurs who are just living their dreams. Boy oh boy. Snuffy would have been the right mentor for Yukimiya. Imagine Yuki would have cried his heart out, and Snuffy would just be like, "Yo, you're an amateur, Yuki, just go quit your career." Madness. So what Snuffy is telling his players is that they should see football as a kind of work and their team as a company, because football is a business and they, the employees, are getting paid for their work, and to be successful in a business, they need to work together. Snuffy also mentioned that he has taken all the player data and came up with game plans, offense and defense scenarios, and all kind of different patterns of their tactics. So Snuffy in general is a great tactician. Sendo and Aiko are shocked and impressed by Snuffy and his several game plans and how detailed they are. We then see Aiko, Nico, Ario and Sendo hyping each other up, and the scene then cuts back to the game with ISAGI who's still trying to steal the ball from Ubers. ISAGI is sure that he can steal the ball as the rhythm of Baru's steps changes, and Sendo passes the ball to Baru who was marked by Birkenstock, so ISAGI got the ball by intercepting the pass. But suddenly Baru says finish him, and 3 Uber players begin running towards ISAGI. The moment ISAGI got the ball, Ubers went for a high press and are suddenly speeding up their pace with all their players working together. So Ubers in general are playing a high press defensive system where they will go for fast counterattacks as soon as they steal the ball from their opponent to punish them. Corona comes to ISAGI's help, but ISAGI doesn't have time to use his eyes and keeps the ball, but before he finished his thought, Nico steals the ball from him. Nico says that it's a stratagem. By the time you realize it, it's too late and your work is done. ISAGI can't move and now realizes Ubers' real strategy and game plan and describes Ubers as a super linked attack that no single player can do alone. The whole team shares tactics, thoughts and opinions, and all of the 11 members are like a single organism. Snuffy is proud and says march on Ubers at the sideline, and this is how chapter 214 comes to an end. Super interesting chapter, as we finally got to see Ubers' team philosophy, which is the complete opposite of Best at Munich. While Best at Munich goes for individual strength, where all of the players devour each other, causing a crazy chaos on the field that is unpredictable, Ubers are well organized. They are a well organized team where everyone plays for his teammate, and where even Baru does the same. Even Baru has found a role where he can team up with his team without having to pass or lose the ball to his teammates, and he does link up with his teammates with his off-ball movements, which is a genius move by Snuffy. Many already guessed that Ubers will give Best at Munich their first loss in the new EGOISTA League, and with Munich's current teamwork, Ubers could actually be the right team to hurt them and give them a reality check that even KAISER and ISAGI, the double ace, need to work together at one point. And I think this will become important for the PXG match, because once ISAGI and KAISER will work together, there's nobody that can stop them. And trust me, this will happen because I can imagine that Rin and Shido will have sorted out their differences with Loki's help, and maybe we are going to see a battle between the aces, with KAISER and ISAGI on the one hand, against Rin and Shido on the other hand, in the final match of the new EGOISTA League. Alright, let me know what you think of chapter 214, and as always, stay safe and have a nice day.